Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Python's beginners course. So last class, last video, we started with CS0 and we learned about the canvas, and now we'll continue with the course in 1.1.1, and we'll learn about a few other aspects. So now that we understood the canvas, let's look at an example of some code. So if you've never seen code before, here you go. Here's an example of it. And so pressing this button right here, which is the run button, shows a circle right here, which we will be learning how to code in the future. So circle is centered around the position 100, 200, which is the x, y for the center, and has a radius of 50 pixels, as you can see right there in the corner, and is also black, as you can see over there in the corner with the color. So whenever we're running code, we always press this triangle button right here. When it's like this, always press the button to run the code. And so, yeah, that's just an example of some code. So now we'll look at the auto grader. And it's a very important part of this course, which it basically checks your code for you and tells you if you successfully completed an exercise. So before auto grading our work and checking if it's right, we always have to hit the run button so we can look at it ourselves, and so that the code can actually run, and whatever we've drawn or done can show up on the canvas. So let's try it out in the second checkpoint here. If we click on it, you will see that we have this right here. We have a circle, and so notice the left box is the editor where you can type your code. So this box right here is the editor, which is where all our code will go when we're writing it. And there's also a button that's above the canvas currently saying solution right here. That's the final drawing, basically. This is what we want our code to look like. So whenever we have an exercise like this, there will always be some sort of solution here, which is what we want our code to look like and what we want to emulate. And most of the time we'll have to write a couple of lines or write out, some lines to emulate what is in the solution. So that's very helpful. And hitting the run button up here runs the code. And you have to always do this before checking your code with the auto grader right here. And so if you run your code, it'll switch to my canvas and it'll show what you've written in your code already. And of course, you want to try to match your solution, the my canvas with the solution. So let's follow the instructions in the code below. So this is our first code that we're going to actually fix, rather than, we're not going to write it yet, we're going to fix. So we have to follow directions here. This green text right here, all this green text, they're called comments. So whenever we see a hashtag and some green text, we know that those are comments. And comments are just there for actual humans to read, and the computer don't do anything with them. So when we run our code, the computer won't actually recognize it, and it'll recognize it and basically skip over it. It won't do anything or show anything on the canvas or anything like that. The comments are just for humans to look at and see. So we always have to look at the comments when we're in this platform and looking at what we need to do. The instructions will always be in the comments. So it says here we have to change the third number from 15 to 45. And it also tells us what a code should look like. Circle 200, 150, 45. And once you're done, run the code to make sure it matches, then press check code, the check code button next to the run button. So let's go ahead and do that. Pretty simple. It tells us exactly what to do. Change the 15 to 45, the third number right here. So we will do that right there. And that will be the end. So now we hit run and check code. And wow, the auto grader pops up right there and says super. So we've done it correctly. Let's hit back to no. So that's it for our second section of 1.1.1. And in the next video, I will see you back and we will learn some more of Python.